Hello, and welcome back. We are on day 23. It's been around, I think, 8 days since the last episode, and there has been some progress and changes. Yeah, maybe I'll just show you guys. I think this is actually already the first progress since last episode because I didn't have like this electricity effect, which doesn't really look like electricity, but yeah, pretty much the moment he starts getting some energy, this type of energy, electricity, whatever, is flowing on his hands and forearms. I also actually recorded the process, I think, of doing this. I might add some stuff while editing. And then this is the next day. I added like some particles poofing out of the ball. And then there's some iterations of that. And this is like I just did totally on my own, playing around with Niagara. Like 3 in the morning. It was horrible. Like I had probably 2 3 days that I had a busy day, and I came back and I was like, okay, let me just work a bit on the project, on the challenge, and then let's say it was like midnight, 1 a.m. Was about to finish, but then I just kept tweaking, and I've had like several nights of going to sleep at like 4 a.m., which is too late for me, way too late. And here, I started playing around with different lightings because before it was pretty flat. So the next day, I think, yeah, it's like 2 days after or something, I actually ended up changing all the mountains. I'll try to add also maybe the process of me making the mountains with height maps in Blender with like a master material of blending snow and rock, playing with the lighting and general settings. So it's just different variations. Here it was still a bit dark, I think, even though it's actually pretty nice. Here it's darker. And then this is the current state of, let's say, the composition of the scene. Here I tried again a brighter vibe. It's actually the same angles of the light, just like, let's say, later in the day, because this one is like early in the morning or in the evening, late in the evening. But for this guy, it's most probably early in the day, in the morning. This is a bit later. And I think this, yeah, this is, I think that was the last point I got to. And then yesterday, actually, I didn't work on this pretty much at all, I think, for the past like 2 days. I was busy with some stuff. But then some guy on Discord, Musarat, I think his name is, or Musa Art, I don't know. He said you should look into maybe adding some impact frames and some camera shake. I was planning to add camera shake, and I thought of like having like an energy shockwave as an additional effect. But yeah, I played around and I did it actually in DaVinci, not even in Unreal, just to get a feel for it. But I think that's where I'll end up doing it. So just have a look. So it's kind of like an anime. He showed a really nice example. So just like a few frames. As he's about to merge these energies, actually also in Unreal, I made 1 or 2 frames of extremely like bright lights, 2 different colors, light emitters from the VFX itself. So there was like a 1 frame flash, but with this we're taking it to a whole other level. But so I just added some more contrast and saturation to it. Not sure about it. The next frame is like black and white, super contrasty. Then I brought back some intense colors. Then again, black and white, then the colors again, and then it's like a bit brighter as a aftermath flash or whatever with the camera shake, and then it blends back. So let's see again. So yeah, it feels way more impactful. I still want to add some more stuff to the effects, but I think I'll hold onto that for a moment. I'll play with this impact frames a bit more, I think, but later, because in Unreal now, when I watch it back in Unreal, it feels like so soft, like this whole poof and particles from the orb was supposed to give some more impact and a camera shake, but the impact frames was a really nice advice. So what am I planning to do next? Oh yeah, actually, when I was playing around with the lighting, some guy told me I should try with like an HDRI and stuff. And for like a day or two, I was messing around with lighting and redid the mountains and everything. And I tried also the HDRI, but it was just looking super, super flat. And I dropped the idea and I just played around with like the Unreal stuff. I might try to see if brightening it up a bit would work better, like maybe in between the two variations I did 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Also, elephant in the room, I need to make him to give him some clothes. It's not going to be much, as I said in previous episodes, but I need to figure out how to get him into DaVinci Resolve and create some sort of what's called a dhoti, which is like some basically piece of cloth as like pants. Not really pants, more like a skirt, underwear. I don't know. We'll see. I'll play around with it, but I don't have much time, right? We have around 7 or 8 days, so it's getting it to crunch time. I will have more time in like from tomorrow onwards, so I'll push it. I'll pick up the pace a bit. I also am planning to make his body texture a bit more interesting and give him like some sacred ashes, and potentially also having like a emissive layer within his body, or like a different material for like after the impact, especially now with the impact frame. So it's like kind of like he's entering like an avatar state or was something, like maybe a glowing third eye and maybe his eyes glowing and maybe some markings on his body. Could be interesting. I do realize, and I feel like it's too late now. I'm kind of lacking story-wise. I have the idea of what this is representing, like the merging of the prana and the apana, and this is kind of a visual representation of that. But for someone that has no idea about it, it's just like a guy doing a cool move, right? Yeah. I will also, I'm not sure if I want to keep it like in a supernatural environment like this, which is, let's say, more coherent with the story or the idea. He's just like in a mountain, nothing fancy. Or like give him a bit of like a platform with basically like a temple area with maybe some small pillars, maybe a small shrine, maybe some pots and stuff like that. I might do that. We'll see. But either way, I may try to upgrade like the foreground rocks. And actually, when I was doing the mountains, I was looking for a better material. I ended up buying a material that I'm not using on them. I might be using them on the front rocks, maybe. I need to get it in engine. What else? I want to give him some kind of aura, like a outline something. I think that also makes sense. Because the idea is like buffing himself, right? But at the same time, he's having this energy ball which kind of gives off, if we're talking about the abilities, right? It kind of gives off blast, right? So, like, I don't want it to be blast, but he does seem pretty powerful. So maybe it should be a blast, and I should just let go of the idea of him just buffing. I don't know, but I guess an aura is like a buff. We'll see. Also, I don't think it has to make total sense, right? And yeah, so that's the plan, right? So we have the clothing, play around with the impact frames, I guess, having a sort of aura, and improving the foreground potentially. And also maybe adding some more fog, people have told me. I tried to do it. Maybe I'll just do it in a cheating way. But adding some more fog, and I have some like VDB clouds here. Maybe adding a bit more in the background, and anyway, playing with like these general things to fine tune them. And maybe I need to fine tune some of the effects also. And yeah, and the texturing. Anyway, I have lots of things to do. I'll try to do all of them. And if not, I'm more than happy with this also. At least I'm doing something, right? I've already like dropped out of 2 challenges because I was just stuck in the beginning, and I'm really happy of the progress I did up to like the previous episode. Oh, actually, another thing I want to do is maybe add a bit more movements to his hands, maybe also his body. Because, here there's a lot of movement, effects, whatever, and then here it's just like chilling and standing. Maybe adding some slight stuff or some stuff with the effects. We'll see. I'm saying we'll see as if I have like all the time in the world, but we'll see. It will be okay, I think. I learned a lot. I'm going to learn a lot more now with the Marvelous Designer. I think I'll do it tomorrow probably. The only thing is I'm afraid that I will get delayed too much on that, and maybe just my mind giving excuses. Him being in, I mean, these underwear, I think it's also just a texture, yeah, and it doesn't look the best, but oh, you don't see the underwear, yeah, but it would be okay, I think, but maybe it's just me justifying it. But it would definitely look much cooler with some cloth dynamics. But if I want to change a bit the animations, I should do it before doing the cloth sim. Unless it's just the hands. Anyway, so these are my plans. I'm going to do my best to do all of them. We basically have a week. Wait, we have a week now. Today is Monday. Yeah, we have a week. Yeah. Anyway, I'll do my best. I hope you guys are doing your best as well. And yeah, that's it for this time. Sorry, it was a bit more lengthy than I expected. So let's close it here. See you next time. I'll do my best to also give some more frequent updates as I planned in the beginning. So have a good day, evening, whatever, and see you next time.